Radical.
Sony is no stranger to their stuff getting hacked. It's happened quite a bit in the past, whether it's their stuff getting hacked, whether it's their online service going down. Their security is just not up to par. So recently there was a group, I think they're called Residia, that stole a lot of their information. 1.67 terabytes of their sensitive information from Insomniac. And they wanted $2 million. Tried to get some money from Sony to not release this. Sony did not pay up, so they released a lot of stuff. Mostly the timeline of the Marvel games coming up. Venom can be expected in fall 2025. Wolverine comes in fall 2026. Spider-Man 3 in fall 2028. The new Ratchet & Clank in fall 2029. And then further beyond, X-Men in fall 2030. And then new IPs coming, maybe related to the X-Men in 2031, 2032. I mean, that's a ways away. That's a lot of Marvel games in that span of time. And Spider-Man 3 may be 3 different parts, each part being $50. So for the full experience, I guess they're just going to milk that game for the full experience and have it be basically $150 with 3 installments. Man, I've seen some gameplay footage. I can't really show it here because, it's owned by Sony, so I don't want to show that footage in a YouTube upload. But I'll say it looks really good. It looks damn good. Looks like it'd be really, really fun to play. I really like the Wolverine character. And there's really not a whole lot of Wolverine games out there, so it'd be great to have an actual great Wolverine game. Like I said, that might be coming in 2026. Part of the hack also was sensitive information, employee information, which is never a good thing, never a good thing. I hate that got released. But these people didn't care. They took all this information and they released it. And also, there's one bit here that I cannot verify, but a lot of people, a lot of outlets are reporting this, but again, I can't verify this, is that they're considering price increases on their games in the future. Where is this at? Okay. Yeah. Says Sony plans to increase game prices from $70 to $80 to $100 by 2027. And it's based on the rising cost of productions. Because, you look at it and what games used to cost to produce and what they will be costing in the future. And some people might justify it by saying, well, these are huge AAA experiences. The problem with that is, if people are already not exactly ecstatic to pay $70 for new AAA games, how do you think they'll feel when new games are $80, $90, or $100? Or in the case of Spider-Man 3, when it's released in 3 installments, and each of those installments are $50. They won't feel that great about that. What's even worse about all of this, I recently talked about my worries for the future of physical games and game ownership. We could potentially have a future in the next console generation, or hell, even at the end of this console generation we're currently in, which I'm now a member of because I have me an Xbox Series X. I'm a member of this current console generation. So, by way of Sony, you might have a new game like a Ratchet & Clank being $80, $90. That, if the plan is to get rid of physical copies, imagine this. Imagine this nightmare scenario. A future where you pay $90 to $100 for a game and you can't even get any value out of it when you're done playing it. If games are going to be maybe $100 in the future, you buy a game, you complete it. I don't know if Ratchet & Clank is something that you want to, keep as a keepsake, it doesn't, it's like an offline game mostly, right? Does it not have an online component? I played the old ones on PS2, so I've not played any of the newer ones past the PS2 era. Just imagine a future where you pay $100 for a game and it's just digital. Like you don't even own it. So you pay your $100 rental fee, and then when you're done with the game, you just uninstall it. You can uninstall it in the future, but you can't get any money for it. So that's what I worry about when it comes to the future of video games and video game production. Unless they find a way to lessen the cost of production or streamline it. I mean, that's on them, though. Once games start to hit $100 each, and I know inflation is the thing, but there's only so much money most people are willing to spend on certain games. And $70 even right now is kind of pushing it for AAA games. Unless it's like an amazing experience or like GTA 6. Maybe. I'm not saying that Microsoft has never been hacked before, but maybe, possibly, Sony could hire some people from Microsoft. I mean, they're computer guys. Maybe they could figure out how to help them with their cybersecurity. Or, it sounds silly, but maybe just have an offline computer or store all your sensitive data on a computer that is never hooked up to the internet. Because if a computer is never hooked up to the internet, then it's not vulnerable to get attacked and hacked. But, yeah, I know I would not want to work at Sony under these circumstances. Again, it's terrible. It's terrible even if you like the fact that this footage from Wolverine was released and this game timeline was released. Even if you like that, you got to be bummed that all this personal information, even termination papers from employees, was released in this hack. That's a bummer right there. Do any of you have any more information on this hack that I did not reveal? What I'm curious mostly about is, like I said, the game prices, because I plan to get me a PlayStation 5 pretty soon, and I don't want a scenario to where if I want the next Ratchet & Clank game, I got to pay $90, because I'm not going to.